I'm gonna unmute. Hello, hello. These yours or mine? I didn't print these, so these are not mine.
Those were on the desk when I got it.
These are for educational.
Oh, we're not on mute.
We're not. I did that on purpose.
Why January 2015?
I
Or
meant-
was that a joke?
I meant 15. I corrected it.
I was like, wow, 2015, we're really going back.
We are live right now.
Are you all set? We're live?
We're all set. We're live. We're unmuted. Hello, everybody.
Okay, we're all set. I'm all set. Everybody all ready?
We are live online. And
How come you're wearing this?
When a Raptors game tonight.
There we are.
Don't panic, I'll stand it.
Who's going? Matthew?
He's going.
if you're watching online, we're waiting people to get off their sales calls currently. So
Okay, guys, we're starting.
Okay, and for $100, the answer is?
10.
What?
10.
What's happening right now? Doing sales calls in the sales meeting. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm all set. Who's all ready? I'm all ready.
we're all ready.
Hello.
Need a bell.
Okay, so just to start off here, we saw Chris Lee here do his half-hour event. Those people at home that maybe not be able to watch that, it's $30 a month to see him. It's actually pretty good, right? It's not too bad. It was quite nice. Today he used old words there. She would know what I'm talking about there, and some other people that have been around for a long time. He used words like you shouldn't use contract, you should use agreement, you shouldn't use commission, you should use compensation, or all these types of things. These are words that Tom Ferry did like 30 years ago. Somebody just stole them and put his name on it, right? I thought that was interesting. Keeping score is important. Well, who keeps score? Who keeps score of what they're doing every day? So a lot of people do, meaning how many calls you today, how many people you talk to, how many listen presentations have you done, so on and so forth. You can keep track of what you're doing. That way, you know you're keeping score, and you can change the score, right? This is what he was talking about today. Prospecting. He's talking about prospecting today. When prospecting, he reverted himself. Prospecting could be what? Phone calls. That's what he's talking about, phone calls. But what else could it be? It could be Instagram posts. It could be I don't know.
Door knocking, open houses,
Open houses, door knocking,
networking.
networking.
Open house is not a prospect.
No, networking. What else are you prospect? Networking.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you and then advertise what? Marketplace, actually doing stuff, trying to generate business there to get people to call, things like that. Competing. It's funny how they say how to compete. You guys feel you're competing? Are you competing with other people all the time, or just competing with yourself? I don't know. Do you feel like you're competing? I feel we're competing all the time. At this era, we're competing all the time. But at your level, you feel like you're competing, or you feel just compete with yourself? I don't know, just yourself, right? So there's no competition, right? Prospecting numbers, keep score. Boil it down to something per day. Find something that you're doing right, which is good. The Agent Success app. That's an app that Chris Leader's given out for free. It's called Agent Success app, and it just tracks all those numbers that we're talking about. So if you want to get serious about what's happening there, that app is there. It's a free app. Has somebody used it or downloaded it, or?
We used to.
Some people have. Marion has.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice little app there. It's just something to keep track of what you're doing and how your listening's going. If you're doing listing presentations and for some reason you've done 3 or 4 or 5 listing presentations and you haven't got a listing, then maybe you have to look at what the content is that you're presenting and what your presentation looks like. Those are things you have to look at. We always talk about this, and that's called last year's business. Where'd your business come from last year? We do that quite often, right? Agents will say that my business came from, I don't know, expiries. And then you look at what they did is actually not expiries, only had no deals were expiries. You like where the business come from. So you sort of have an idea where it's coming to and be able to do it at work, do it again, right? Hard work always works, right? So as long as you got something to do every day and where you're at. I read this morning that the bond rates are starting to come down, and so the long-term or the long-term fixed mortgages are coming down. If you can now get a non-high ratio 5-year mortgage for less than 5%. You can get a high ratio mortgage for something like 5.2%, something like that.
Why Irish is more expensive?
I have no idea.
That's supposed to be cheap.
I know. Something to do with the bond rates. So and then the short-term rate would be higher than the 5-year rate. Is that true right now?
Yeah.
All right, so it's out there. What's the feel? You guys tell me, what's the feel for what's going on? How do you guys feel the market is doing for the first 15 days? Can you believe that? Like 2014, we're already half month's already gone. All right, it's January 15th already. What do you guys feel? You guys feel the market's speeding up, slowing down, sleds, backwards, forwards? What's the feel?
I've seen houses sell that were on the market for 2 months. It sold last
Not a
week.
multiple offer.
Mhm.
Multiple offers? What else?
Facebook.
Facebooks are talking. We run a little bit of a lead gen thing there. We're starting to get a little more action on there. I noticed a lot of people have signed up for Agent Locator this year. I know that's part of their business plan to get going on the internet leads. A lot of people signed up for that. But the general feel, you feel that it's picked up. I talked to someone else today and they thought that the market was slow this year so far. Slow start.
Maybe depends what area, what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Things like here's what I'm hearing out there. It's not good things, but it's okay. We'll recover them. But things like Brampton. Brampton's got a property here. The papers made a announcement with that. They're saying that this couple here bought this property a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. They paid $2.3 million for it in Brampton, and it sold last week. Resold it last week for 1.7. 1.7. So it was a $500,000 drop in 2 years. Brampton.
Right, sometimes the property is just oversold. I sold a house last year, 2.1. Same model on the street, sold for 1.2.
Yeah, it was definitely oversold in 2022.
Sometimes just some property oversold.
Just no, there's cherry picking that particular properties, right? There's another property here in Mississauga sold for $800,000 loss. So they paid like 2.6 in 2021. That's right. And then this one here paid what they got 1.8 for it. So there's all kinds of stories like that.
But I did check HPI, even though this one particular property is 25% down, HPI is only like 5% down for that particular area. So it is a bit of an anomaly, that particular house.
Mm-hmm. Economists are seeing a turning point in the housing market this year as interest rate cuts loom. So everybody's expecting interest rates to cut by how much though? Only about a quarter point or so. Some are even talking about 70 basis points, something like that. So half a point, 70 basis points I read as well this morning. So that's good news. That's encouraging.
Really saying 1.5.
1.5% drop in our lifetime. Because TD, it's funny, Shiv's telling me here that TD said a 1.5% reduction in rates, but TD I read also on the weekend predicted a price decline of about 6 or 7%, I think it was. So they're actually no 10%. They're saying 10% decrease in prices in the first quarter. What did I say last week? 5% over a year? Let's see, right? Anyway, so the economists believe that we're at an end, and that's good news. And they're just saying that the economy is such that it's a softer market. So that's good news. Question for you. If you had $1 million, let's see. $1 million 80 to spend. This is just a news article. I thought it was cute. You want to talk about this?
I was gonna say, you just take over. He's taking all of our cards today.
Did you have that?
I'm just slowly moving my article. Nope, you go for it. Don't worry.
I didn't see that.
Let me know when you want to talk about stats though. I'll take that.
Your part.
I'll do stats. Okay.
I'm gonna leave now.
You can buy $1,080,000 property fully detached. in Toronto. This is Rockcliffe, Smythe neighborhood. I'm not sure where that is.
It's in the West End, like
West End,
Toronto.
anyway, so 1,080,000. Or you can buy for 1,900,000, you can buy a 1,000 square foot condo.
I'd pick Toronto over that area.
Pick Toronto in that area?
Yeah, I would.
All right, you guys do stuff.
No,
No, that was your
no worry.
We're trying to split things up here a little bit. So there we go. So sales for the first 14 days in January. Right now we've got, who remember how many listings we came in? We started the year off with, the 10,000 some
Yeah.
odd. So right now we've got 11,745 active listings.
We're back up to December.
So it's starting to creep up a little bit. There's 5,800 of those are freehold and 5,900 are condos. Sales for the first 14 days, I did this last night. Sales right now are 1,451. Last year, 982. Sales are actually up 48%.
How many were last year?
Last year, we had 982. This year, 1,451. We break it down to condos and freeholds. Condos are actually up 39% and freeholds are up 54%. Now, last January, we still only had 5,000 sales. So it's not like January was a big month anyways, but a little bit better than December. But these numbers are encouraging, up 48%, right? On the leases, it's funny. Leases, there are 14,000 active leases out there for lease. And the lease sales themselves are actually down 3%. And for condominiums, they're actually up 2%. Freeholds are down 16%. So why, I don't understand why it's down 16%. For leases for freeholds, right? Are they asking too much?
I think they're asking too much.
Asking too much
Yeah.
money? I don't know.
They got hot and
See
people, I
see what's going on there. Right? I don't know, but anyway, so the market does look good. So if you got clients out there that are thinking about on the fence or not on the fence, then
So this data to the buyers.
right, you have to do that, right? Good. And
is that your official pass off?
it's the official pass off.
All right.
How many active listings you have now?
11,745.
What was December?
Around that. So we're just back at where, you know,
But
last month. Or
right in mid-December was exactly the same, 11,700. By the end of December, got down to 10, and now we're back up to mid-December. Yeah. So I get to tell you all the exciting rules and laws and all the money you have to pay to TREB. Your TREB dues are due today. I have a list of who hasn't paid, There's about 50 people left, but I don't think anybody here. I think everyone here is paid. That's good. So if you're online and you haven't paid, you're going to get a call later today. Those fees were for your TREB, CREA, and OREA all bundled up into one. So we know it's a big hit because it included your benefit program. So you all have benefits as of Jan 1st, so you might as well start using them. You would have got a portal email from ORWP directly. So first you get the portal email. It went to some people's junk mail, so check your junk if you didn't get it yet. If you only paid in the past couple of days, it'll probably come this week. So you're going to get a portal link, and then you actually have to go into the portal and enroll. So you don't just get it automatically. You have to go follow the prompts. You'll see a big blue button that says enroll. You're going to add your beneficiaries for your life insurance. There's also an annual enrollment period right now till the end of February if you're going to add any codependents. If you're going to add children or spouses to your plan, you have to do that within this month. You won't be able to do that throughout the year. So every year, February will be considered a life event annual enrollment period, and that's when you can make changes to your benefit plan. I'll send PDFs with what it covers, but we're not administrators of the plan. So if you do have questions, you've got to go directly to ORWP directly. I did notice some cool things though that it does cover. It does cover things like mental health stuff now. So things like therapy. We get access to the Headspace app, which is like a meditation app as well. So I don't know if we get the plus version for free or if we get the actual app for free, but there's a lot of cool things in there. So now that you're paying for it, make sure that you're utilizing all of it. So massages, osteopath, all that kind of stuff. So make sure it just doesn't include dental and vision, but you can add those programs on for extra money.
Just to repeat on that, so I talked to some people this morning who did not get an email from them to register. So those people, you got to check your junk mail.
Yeah, mine was in the junk mail.
Other people haven't received that because they haven't paid yet.
Yeah.
Email them and ask. Yeah, it depends on when you paid as well. I noticed there's like a 2-week delay from when you pay it, from when you get the portal email, but if you don't,
I
okay,
think
so
if you paid December 31st, you should have it.
yeah, so reach out to them.
When did you pay?
Before December 31st.
Oh.
Got it last week.
Okay, so there's a delay.
Yeah, I got mine, you got yours to junk.
Cool.
It wasn't my job yet.
It wasn't your
It wasn't
junk.
your junk?
Check
Yeah.
your junk. It would have gone to the email that you're registered on Treb with, so whether that makes a difference or not, make sure you're checking that appropriate email. In worst case, it's just email them and ask. I did hear that the response time is kind of slow, but just let them know what you need.
After scanning, you still have to pay.
What's their email address? Do you know what their email address is?
No, but here, I'll show you something really crazy that I do and I don't know how to find stuff.
You gonna share screen?
Yep. So here's the website. It's Oria.com. I think if you just Google ORWP, it'll come up. I'm sure there's contact information somewhere here. There's
Or
a
they're gonna.
right on their website, there's a contact us button. So it's rather than a separate email address. So I'm sure it brings up a form. Yeah, so bring. Oh, here it's
There.
just info@oria.com might get you there. I'm sure there's a direct email though too, I've seen. So just check their website. Just a reminder from last week, we talked about the land transfer tax, the Toronto portion for luxury homes over 3 million went up. So just a reminder, if you've got clients over 3 million, you can use the Century 21 Toronto.com land transfer tax calculator. I don't expect anyone knows at the top of their head. It's not like an exact percentage you can calculate, but it did go up. So just keep that in mind. It went up over for prices. Houses over $3 million is a whole new tier now for our land transfer tax. Vacant home tax also tripled. It's now 3%. We talked about that last week as well. You can do the declaration online. The deadline is February 29th in Feb. So it's a good excuse to get back to your clients and remind them that they have to do this. Everybody has to declare this. So they don't assume from your last year, you have to re-declare it every year.
That's a huge drop, eh? That's a huge jump.
Of the assessed value.
Yeah. This came out just last week, Monday, after we talked about all the new laws. So they're still looking for ways to make money. Olivia Chow announced, you know, she's trying to get more money. They need more money in Toronto. The easiest way for them to do it. Oh, it's not a
No, it's good.
yeah. So I mean, it's not new. Like,
So just to politically, who here voted for Olivia Chow?
I mean, I wasn't gonna call you all out, but I mean, some people voted because it was a safer. They knew her name. It was a better option, maybe relatively, but I don't know if everybody paid attention to kind of what she was advocating for, because it's always been known that she was going to try to get more money, and the tax is the easiest way for Toronto to get money. They do. Yes.
Back in August 23, Olivia Chow told everybody that she's going to increase the taxes. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah,
So
it was
it's
no
not-
secret. Yeah.
So when anybody voted for her, that was her platform, higher taxes.
that was her whole platform, is with higher taxes, and property taxes is the easiest way for her to do it. It's yeah, and keep in mind, you know, last year they didn't get as many property taxes as they were hoping. So now that they're, you know, maybe hoping the market's going to be better, they're going to try to cash in on that. So it's anywhere from 10.5 to 16.5 more in property taxes in Toronto.
It was messing around, so that's why it didn't raise the tax. It didn't have to raise that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you are selling in Durham, it's a good excuse to try to get your people over to Durham where it's not increasing. But even Peel's up 4.5%. Halton could go up another 3.4 to 5.1. So everywhere is increasing. Even Durham is going to go up a little bit, 2.5. Yeah, it's just Toronto's just happens to be the biggest, but it's
also
most
the
populated.
cheapest.
So already it's the cheapest property tax out of all those, you know, regions, because there's more people. So in York, 2.75. Richmond Hill could be 4.7. Vaughan, 3%. Markham, apparently the city has the lowest property tax in Southern Ontario 2023. It's in Markham. Yeah.
You see what these guys are doing now? They're not only increasing your property taxes, they're adding an extra surtax on it to pay for extra things. Like Markham, for instance, they're adding a surplus for the rapid transit or something. Toronto, they're adding a surplus again for some type of major structures. They're adding like another 6% on top of the 10.5% that they want to get there, right? So they're adding all these extra surcharges to all these things.
It's true. So I reminded you about your dues. Treb is also coming out with a new authentication system. We don't have dates on that, but similar to, I sent out an email last week about your Gmail that you need to turn on your two-step verification for Gmail. So if you haven't done that, you need to do it by February 1st. That's for your Century 21 domain email. So if you don't do it by Feb 1st, you will lose access to your email and Google Drive, and it's not easy to get back. It is possible, but it's not an easy thing. If you don't know if you've done it, just ask me. I can tell you if it's turned on or not, but it's basically in your Google settings, and I will send out another email today. If you log in directly on your desktop to your Century 21 email and you don't get prompted to do it, you've done it already. You won't know by doing it on your phone, but you will know by going into a desktop. And if worst case, just ask me and I can tell you. And if you didn't do it, you're probably gonna get an email from me this week. Do it. But in the US.
Yeah, they told me I was in Tampa 2 weeks ago. I needed to do C21 over there. And we realized almost C21, we were chatting, he goes, "Oh, your email address still works. We're losing yours in March."
I believe that because Google.
Yeah, well,
So we just went through in Canada as a result of the states a domain cost change, and we didn't pass down that cost to you guys. We absorbed that, but there was mega charges with the Google domain, and in Canada we're a little bit less populated than the US. I wouldn't be surprised if there's brokers in the US that just stopped it altogether because of the cost of Gmail. We'll be in Chairman's in a couple weeks talking about US Century 21, so I wonder if that's gonna hit us in Canada. That's kind of interesting.
Might be an announcement coming to us.
Yeah, you didn't notice in the background, but in the background, we just changed all of your Google accounts to either a terabyte account or a very basic, like 250 meg account if you weren't using it that often. We literally, I didn't even tell you. I just looked at your usage, and if you needed the 1 terabyte, I gave it to you. And if you didn't, I just didn't do it. So there's people going through that stuff right now. Google's being really harsh on people right now. Yeah, they're not they know that they've got big enterprises sort of stuck to them, and they're taking advantage of that for sure. That's interesting. Claire's touched on this a little bit, but SkySlope offers is available. We haven't needed to use it. Have you come across anyone needing to use it, Nelson? Have you had anyone using SkySlope offers? We haven't even needed to use it, but they are doing some training on it. I signed up for it myself. You would have got a Tribe email that has the link to register it. I think there's 3 dates, Jan 16, Jan 23, Jan 30th. We can also do a little session on it too. I'll participate in this session, but if you are curious about it and you don't want to wait till last minute to learn how to use it for when you've got a client that wants to disclose your offers, you could do the training now. I don't think it would be that complicated, but it's good to know. Sure.
Has anybody
What
come
else?
across that yet? Anybody trying to do multiple offers or trying to do open bidding? Has anybody come across that yet? Didn't Steve have one?
I have.
He had one there.
On the buy side?
You're on the buy side.
But it was out in Cambridge or someplace. And was it straight up or?
No, he just emailed, it wasn't even there. He just emailed, who put an offer on it, and he just said, put the top offer.
It's the easiest way is just
And if
tell
you
people what
had-
they are.
Yeah, so he just said the top offer is this amount, and these are the conditions. And if you want to do it, you have an hour.
So did anyone go above it?
A lot of people, we went above it too. We were
Interesting.
actually the highest offer, but we had conditions in it.
So had he had not put that number, he might not have gotten higher. Like if he wasn't open.
Yeah, 'cause
Opening the
someone-
bidding.
The winning bid was the one that was just under us in price. It was like, I think like 6,000 less. But without conditions, but it was all open and everyone was there. There was like 4 other people that were within the range.
Hmm.
But yeah, he was just,
So he didn't bother telling everybody what every offer was. He just said right
gotta
now
beat
the
this.
winning offer is this.
yeah, this is how many offers, there's 25 offers. This is the winning offer. You have 30 minutes an hour, whatever it was.
I kind of like that.
It's
All right,
simple.
So you don't have to freak out yourself. I mean, if you think,
Yeah.
if your client wants to do open bidding, it's not a big deal, right? I obviously said before, do what you did last year or do what this guy did here. Just disclose the best offer.
That's a lot of what 25 offers will open up.
But he only disclosed the
You
one
want the
offer,
top offer, the winning offer?
just the winning offer. He was
You
like,
could
either
do
beat
25
this or
people.
don't, but you got
So he
30
just, as I'm saying, it's a better idea. He just disclosed the winning offer.
why-
Instead
yeah,
instead
why
of saying
not?
what every offer
This
was.
is the one to win.
You can also put a clause in the offer that's our offer to be there if you don't.
Yeah, the buyer can
We
put in a
have
clause.
We have the right to remove the offer if it is screwed up now.
Yeah, the
Maybe
only
that's the
time,
way.
yeah, Shiv's just saying you can put in a buyer clause that says you can.
The offer and then you lose it by $5,000.
Yeah,
Yeah. But then you don't want the other people to leverage your offer, but you also don't want to lose. So if your offer is null and void, that doesn't really help either, right? So your offer better be very, very strong for you to put it in a clause like that, because it could automatically become null and void just for
No, but
disclosing it.
is it null and void, or do you have a right?
Depends on how you
Depends on
depends on how you
clause.
write it. So you could write it so the buyer has an hour to decide if they want to withdraw. It could be automatically null and void. So it really depends on how you write it. You have to use it very carefully. Yeah.
Buyer has 15 minutes to decide whether they want to
Sure. Yeah.
take the offer back.
Yeah.
When they disclose the offer, do they say where it's coming from?
It looked like they did. Did they say what agent?
No.
Oh, no.
No, and you wouldn't have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, just keep
doesn't really matter.
It's true.
Unless it's from their office, I guess they would disclose, but.
This is a small thing, but if you guys remember, we used to do pre-printed forms. So we used to have packages with carbon copies of listing agreements in the data form. So they're not providing those anymore. We will still provide our own packages and we'll make you copies that we'll leave physically in the offices. Most people are using the girls and just getting digital copies, but for those that were used to getting those like pre-printed copies, we will have them available, but they're not carbon copies anymore. So they're trying to be more environmentally friendly, I guess.
Using our own format.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Realm. I think Caitlin's going to do a little bit of Realm stuff, right? Yeah. There's Google. So property taxes. I have something weird to show you. Just some weird marketing. I don't know. I guess this is allowed. I don't know why you would do this. I don't know. Has anyone seen this listing? I saw it on Instagram.
I've seen guys
for
do it
rent.
with like Tyrannosaurus Rex and stuff.
I don't really get it. It's kind of weird. So even the description says, "Be like this pickle."
Oh, it's a pickle.
I guess I thought it was a witch. I guess it's a pickle.
I thought it was a. don't know what it was.
Be like this pickle. After a long day, come home to your split 2-bed, 2-bath hideout. Hang up your jacket, take a quick shower, freshen up, make yourself a little supper, stare into the abyss, have an existential crisis in the tub, and then roll over onto your bedroom, sleep, and do it all over again the next
Kind of like it.
day. I don't know why though.
Well, it's obviously got
creepy.
people talking about it.
But, like, there's the pickle in his closet in the bath. Like, would you do this for a listing for sale or only for lease?
I
Like,
mean, desperate times, man.
is it like Mose, is this a lot for downtown? 3,000 for a 2-bed?
No, not at all.
Not, so I don't know if they're struggling. It's only been 4 days.
Maybe
They really went all out.
in the
Like,
Nobu, so there's probably lots of units in that
I
building because it's
Oh.
brand new, right?
oh,
feel like rentals are.
okay. The decent, so maybe they're just trying
They're trying to
out.
stand out from all the
Okay,
others. I
got
bet.
it. Cool.
Would-
So
I like it.
we approve. It's Percy Fulton.
You guys gotta get
Pickle.
creative, guys. Go get some pickles.
Claire passed this to me. I didn't read it in advance. I don't really. So Apple agrees to pay 14 million battery settlement. Was Apple phones having battery issues? They were?
Oh,
What was happening?
They like the battery life like decreases.
so
Oh.
they decrease it when they're launching a new phone to
Okay.
get you to buy the new.
So there's a
one.
class action suit. If you own an iPhone 6 or 7, you can apply for up to $150.
6 or 7,
That doesn't really fix your phone. Like, that's not really the cost of the iPhone, right?
and that's a really old iPhone. Like
What
they're
number?
on like 15 now.
Okay, so like, does anybody have an iPhone 6 or
The
7?
article says even if you have
Throw it
one that's
out.
in a drawer, it hasn't been used,
Get $150?
you can still get your $150.
Oh,
I guess that's why it's in a drawer, right? So no, okay. Well,
So if you got an old iPhone kicking around there, you can get $150. There it is.
why not?
do we have like half and half Android iPhone users? Who has iPhone? And then who's Android? It's kind of more Android.
Yeah.
Just me or the more Android people?
It's like 50-50.
Interesting. I know Macs, when we try to do printers here, like Mac drivers and
Yeah,
printers
no,
don't.
I don't have a Mac
I always tell
computer.
people if they're getting a new laptop, please don't get a Mac. 'Cause I can't help people troubleshoot them. Kind of touched on this already. We talked about that Brampton house with a big drop. There's other cities that also saw a really big drop. So Kitchener, Waterloo area saw the biggest drop in home prices. And then other areas on the list were Greater Toronto Area, Niagara, Hamilton, Burlington, London, Kitchener, and Waterloo. So Brampton's not even on that list, and it's gone down, but a whole bunch of other areas outside the GTA have gone down quite a bit. I think that's everything I have for you. Probably we'll go over to Realm, right, Kate?
So
Yeah.
you see this going back up in.
I'm gonna do hub first.
Yeah, I think people do feel it's a little bit positive, maybe second quarter, like once they do make their rate increase. But they're already predicting that there isn't going to be one. So yeah, Claire, you feel pretty positive about this year?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. As I said, I'm hoping prices don't go up. That
Yeah.
way more people can afford to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want more sales, unit sales.
More units.
Okay, so I just want to bring you guys back to Google Drive, which we talked about last week a little bit. I showed you guys how to add the C2 and Fulton files as a folder because we have a whole bunch of stuff in there. But just a reminder, you guys have a checklist. So if you guys haven't gone through that checklist, just giving you different items that you guys need to have in your tool belt right now from all the different presentations, questionnaires, where your online presence should be and all that. So if you don't have that, email me and I'll send you it. But it's just a quick checklist of all the different things you need. And then I also want to remind you, who's using the campaigns from Hub 21 in here? Anybody? Just a few. So just a reminder, these campaigns do not renew every year. So if you have yourself set up on campaigns, you do need to re-add the 2024 ones. Oh yeah, because so how you get there is through my.hub21.ca, and C2 and Engage is your CRM platform. So if you're not using a CRM platform, I highly recommend using the Hub 21 because it's free, but it has a whole bunch of really nice campaigns and stuff for you as well. I'll just give you guys a little insight on them. So you have things such as like Life at Home. This one just sends a newsletter every month. Just tells them, I think it's on the 12th or 9th. Just gives your clients a quick email every month. Usually it's like the color of the year, how to decorate your home. It's nothing really related to real estate stats. But if you just wanted to send something quick over to your clients, you could do this campaign. The other one, so I'm going to tell you guys what we experienced because we had ourselves set up on 3 of these campaigns. The holidays, if you guys are set up on holidays, this is the one we had the most unsubscribes to. So we decided this year that we weren't going to be doing holiday greetings cards, or if we are, it's going to be in a different way. Maybe for our A+ clients, we'll send something else out. But if you guys are set up on holiday campaigns, just be aware that for some reason, like they look automated and stuff. So it's one of the first newsletters that people unsubscribe to. So just to kind of be aware of that if this was on your campaign list.
And your people may not. Your people might
Some
like it. So just
answer.
pay attention to your unsubscribe like percentages. We were noticing that they were increasing every time we sent something like this. So our
Yeah.
people, it wasn't an age thing. Like even our older clients, they like immediately unsubscribe, but then they would respond really well to like the seasonal maintenance and other ones. So it's not about like just pay attention to what your people are unsubscribing to, and everybody could be a little bit different.
Yeah. So even though it's easy, just we don't want them unsubscribing because then they're not going to get anything from you. The one that had the highest open rate for us was the seasonal maintenance. So if you guys are going to send any newsletter and you don't want to think about it, this one just goes out once a quarter instead of every month. So it's less often. So they're not going to get as mad about it. But it also had the most value in it. It just says, what's this one? Spring, summer, spring. So it just says clean the gutters, all that stuff. You can edit these, which is what we're doing this year. Otherwise, you can leave it alone. But I noticed that there was no real call to action on these. So we kept the same content, but at the bottom of it, we said, here's some resources. And there's a link that's going to go to a seller's guide, a link to sign up for neighborhood news, and a link for a home evaluation. So if you want to add some extra stuff in your newsletter that gets them to click on something, then you can do that. But if you guys don't have your clients on any sort of email newsletter, like this is one of the easiest ways to stay in touch with people. So whether you're doing it manually and you're just wanting to give them a more personal update, or you like these automated ones that are automatically sent, our whole goal every day should be to be growing our database, which is through email addresses and all that. So if you guys are hosting open houses or you're going to networking events and you're meeting people, we should always be adding these people to our CRM platform and just sticking them on some sort of newsletter. Otherwise, there's no point in you guys doing all these lead generating activities and then have these contacts that you just throw out all the time. So the most passive way, if you're not planning on actually reaching out to these people, at least keep them on a newsletter. And if they decide to reach out, then they will. But you guys have access to do this. I'm not going to show, I could show you guys how, but pretty much, no, we're not going to do that.
I would do private sessions.
Yeah, if you guys want to know how, just contact me because it is a little bit of a process, but We can upload your contact list and set it up for you if you guys don't want to go ahead. So if you have a CSV file, just email it to one of us. We'll upload it, put them on whatever campaigns you guys want. That's the easiest thing. But there is a session this week. I think you have it on this one. You guys probably received an email. But every Thursday for January, there's a tech talk. So I want to call them Tech Thursdays. So this Thursday is actually going to be on C21 Engage. And he's going to talk about, where is it? Ways that you can set up your C21 Engage to remain in front of your contacts.
That one's next week. This one's this
Where
week.
am I?
Jan 18th one, this one.
No, wait, Jan 4th, Jan 11th.
Yeah, Jan 18th.
Yeah, that's CRM.
Would that be hands-on?
This one.
That's no,
Thursday?
there to the 4th, there to 11th.
Oh,
It's CRM. I'm right. So yeah, this week's on how to use your CRM. So that's Thursday. You would have received an email. If you didn't, I can try to send one out, but you do have to sign up for these sessions. You have to register for it. It's going to be done with Alistair. He's one of the tech guys. He's really smart. So I think he's doing a session on how to set it up. If not, send it to us. But this week's on the CRM. And then next week's about your website. So if you want to learn a little bit more about SEO and how to get your website on Google, next week's that's going to be on the 25th. So that's for Hub 21. What else we got? Next week on Wednesday, the 24th, I'm going to be doing a live webinar with you guys on systems, just a refresher from kind of the course we did back in September. I'm just going to talk about what systems you need to have in place, how to get them in place, and give you guys some action items really just to organize your business for the year. So that's next Wednesday. And now we'll show you Realm, which has been a lot of fun.
I don't have it open.
We're going to sign in. So has anyone not dove into Realm yet? Just so I know. Okay. Not to say it's bad. I get it. You got a couple. Everyone else here has done Realm? Are we all using Realm? Did we select it as our primary yet? Are we all still using Stratus? Fair. I am too. So I'm not here
Are
to
we
shame.
using Matrix? I think 2 people.
Yeah, is anyone using Matrix?
Matrix with a little oops for people that didn't know.
That's some people they use.
Some people do, yeah. Okay, so Realm, just an FYI, it is going to be taking over Stratus at the end of February. So now we've procrastinated. We got an extra year. Now, as real estate agents, it's now time to actually start to use it. So don't procrastinate any further. The last thing we want is on the last day, was it February 29th? In 44 days, we don't want you guys coming to us panicking because your clients didn't get shifted over and no one's on property searches and all of that, and you don't know how to use it, and your client wants to see a place and you forgot to log in. So everyone from now on should start to use it. So like Carly was pressing there, whenever you log in, just try to make an effort to click Realm when you log in and just start using it, especially on your desktop, so that we can try to get our brains away from Stratus, because I know everyone's comparing the two and getting angry about it, but unfortunately we have to stop getting angry about it because it is what it is. It's common, right? We can't get mad about it at all. We can give our suggestions, but we don't have a lot of time. So I think, Claire, you said you were getting a lot of questions on how to add a contact, right?
I think your biggest challenge, the most agents' biggest challenge, in my opinion, is going to be the prospect searches.
Yeah.
I think that as far as searching and saving searches and emailing, that's okay, but I'm just concerned that that the prospect search is you're gonna get lost.
Yeah.
So we're gonna concentrate a little bit on this right now.
Yeah.
Prospect searches. We're not gonna talk about all their options. Like, if anybody's used Realm, I think you'll agree with me that Realm is actually better than Stratus.
I agree.
Is that yes or no?
It does have some.
It is. So one says no and 15 say yes. You lose. But you have to use it.
Yeah.
And it's completely different and it doesn't think the same. Okay. One thing it does, just you're gonna talk about
Yeah.
Send up a client, but I want to talk about something. One thing it does, it's kind of weird, right? If you like had an agent last week ask me, I want to send myself a broker full my client view. You know what I'm talking about? In Realm, it doesn't work that way. And in Realm, when you send your client, just send them an email, not a prospect search, just straight, here's a listing, send it to your client and CC yourself. Your client automatically gets client view and you automatically get broker view
So you
without touching anything else. in one email. So,
Don't
so
panic.
one email gets sent out to the client, he gets the client view, you CC to yourself, you get broker full. So there's no other buttons to push. So the computer knows this already. So it's a little thing like that that's kind of goofy.
The one question I don't know is, you know, we all have Stratus clients set up. I don't know if those transfer over. I
Not
don't
automatically.
think they do. So if I can give you homework today, it would be to go on your Stratus and like look up all the people you currently have on property search or prospect search. And we need to transfer them over to Realm before the 29th, because if you guys wait till the 29th, your clients, the difference between Stratus right now is you can just sign up a client and they get searches from you. Now you actually have to invite them and they have to click a link saying, I would like to receive properties. So if we're going to wait till the very end, they may decide, hey, I actually don't want to receive listings from you. And then now you have no way to communicate with these people. So that's going to be the biggest difference. And I think Claire was talking today is we're going to show you guys what it looks like on the client side, because some agents are not understanding what it looks like from the agent side. They think they just invited a client, signed them up, and it's ready to go. But that's not true. You actually have to invite the client. There's an invitation. They have to accept it. And then they're put on property search and you can go ahead. But if they don't click it, they're not going to get anything from you guys. And that's a huge step, because I know I've just met clients and been like, hey, do you want to go on a prospect search? And you just send them properties, and it's not going to be as easy anymore.
So here's the resistance I'm getting, and Katie's gonna have the answer for it right now. The resistance I get from agents saying I sent it to my client said it was too confusing, they just deleted the email. Anybody had that yet?
I've had clients have not open
Right
it.
now, prospect search, right? You set up your client on Stratus, prospect search, your client gets it every night. That's the end of it. But the new
Okay.
system doesn't work that way. The new system, they have to accept your invitation because of castle rules.
Because it's not showing up.
Oh,
I'm talking notifications, automatic notifications. So the agents that have told me that the
Like-
clients haven't accepted the invitation because the agents themselves really haven't looked at what the invitation looks like. So I wanted to show you what the invitation looks like so you can actually walk them through it. Just Irene's very, very familiar with Realm as well, so I may have said something wrong, but you can send clients emails. So you can send clients listings anytime you want. Sends them off to them, right?
Yeah.
But if you send them up for automatic notifications, that's when you have to do the counts.
exactly.
Wrong, I think the client they contact the search result only when we save under the name, and then we put because they would have an email address, and then when we save it under the name with the notification, we have to put down when we want them to get the
Oh yeah.
email. So before they have three choices, never, daily, or real time. But now they change it to be real time, or they did it and never. That means if our client, they don't want to try the bond, they duplicate to get the prospect match information. But I said to myself, as the prospect, and I didn't sign up, but when I say that under this fake name, the notification, I put down real time, whatever, so this will big person get the.
Yeah, so I know the guys at home didn't hear that, but we'll just, I know you're gonna send an invite to your client, and if your client doesn't accept the invite, then they won't be able to do like a collaborate. They won't be able to search themselves without sending them an account, right?
If they should by themselves, if they had to sign in the wrong, but in terms of the contact match, they get the information, put in their search, they don't need to join the wrong. You can on time and just set up, you stay under the name, the notification, you put that real time or daily.
Okay, so show them.
Okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do here, so for those folks at home, we're gonna show you what your client will see when you set it
We
up,
need to send
right?
it to you. Okay, so what I did from Realm, I just went into contacts. I'm sure there's many different ways, but this is just the way I'm going to do it right now. Then you go to this blue button, you go to add new contact. So I'm just going to, Carly, you're going to be my client because I think your email's open.
Hope so. Are you sure? Maybe
I don't know. Let's
you
see.
can use my personal Gmail, but I have a feeling I already did it. But try it.
Let's
See.
try.
Good.
Okay, so
No, do my Gmail.
Gmail, what's your Gmail?
Carly and that person.
So you're gonna put their email address in it. You can fill out as much information on this part as you want. I'm just gonna say your home search. I'm gonna say you're a buyer. There's a whole bunch of different stuff you guys can put here. It's almost like your CRM platform. And then what you're gonna see is save and invite. So the invite means you're inviting your client to be a part of this. Then it's going to show you what this looks like. So this is going to be like a default email that your clients are going to receive. And it's just going to say, Carly Fulton has invited you to Realm. And then it's just saying it's a web app that connects you with your salesperson. And it just gives you a little bit of a quick email. So you can edit this if you don't like it. If you want to make it a little bit more personal, you can do that. Otherwise, you can use this. Then you just go click send. So now it's just kind of left in the middle of nowhere, right? So the contact is going to get added here, but you'll see that it was invited, but it says not yet, but I'm sure it's in space right now. But on here, it will tell you if they were invited or not, and if they accepted it. So let me see, is your email open? Okay, so Carly is my client. She's going to go to her email. This may not work if she already has a Realm access, but let's just see. Okay, so there's the email you see. This is Carly as the client. So Carly Fulton has invited you to Realm, and that was that default email I just showed you guys. So this is the blue button. So if I was an agent inviting someone, I would be on the phone with them while I'm doing it, or I would be in person with them and say, hey, I'm about to send you something. Click complete registration and sign in. If they don't click this, they're not going to get daily emails from you. So they have to confirm. It's very different than what it is now. Okay, so complete registration. So this is from the client side. So Carly can create a username. The password. So she's creating a Realm account as well. Whereas in Stratus, you didn't need an account at all.
So your client will do this. So if they're on a desktop computer, it will look like this, but if they're doing it on their phone and they have an app, it'll look a little different. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, and then Carly as the client is going to click create new account. So if your clients are confused on what to do, this is how you guide them.
So if they don't create a new
If they don't, they're not getting prospect searches like the daily ones from you.
Now they can receive a manual like
A manual,
push,
yes.
like
But you don't want to always.
but
be
they don't
doing
get
it.
the automated ones.
Okay, and then save. This is just giving the clients just a shortcut of what the different buttons will look like. So it'll say this is a search button. These are your lists. This is how you can chat with me. These are the settings, and then these are my profiles. So it does give them a little bit of an overview of what this app is and tells them how. Of course, they're probably going to skip it because that's just human behavior. But I think that's pretty much it. It doesn't let you go anywhere else from there. But let's just see what happens. You can click search.
The instruction, note that it's like the sent clients, they follow that.
Yeah. So they have the option here to get started. So they can either view listings in real time. I think this is kind of what Irene was talking about. You can set it up that way, but they can set up ultimately what their search is. So
the access that you have created.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can go in. Yeah, you can go in and do it too. But it is nice that they can control the search, whereas Stratus, they have no control. So if you're sending them the wrong properties, then they're going to be like, why are you sending me this? This isn't what I want. So now you can be like, well, why don't you go into your profile, expand it, narrow it, whatever you want to do. And then they've got it. Now let's say I'm looking for a house in Durham. I want to live in Ajax. I specifically want to live in Southeast Ajax. I hate this little bar. Let's just click done. Now, you should just go of these are the filter boxes. They're very easy once you start to get to know them, but you're either going to do sale or lease. You can pick if you only want freeholds, detached. So similar to what you guys are doing now, it just looks different. So I'm going to say I want a detached home in Ajax. bedrooms. If you want a 3+, say you want minimum 3 bedrooms, you still have to click all of these. So if you only click 3, it's only going to send you 3 bedrooms. Unlike now where you can have it minimum 2 bedrooms or minimum 2 baths. So you do have to select how many of each of these you want, or if that's plus, so I'm not gonna do that. How many bathrooms you need. You can select your price. Let's say my budget's, I don't know, 1.3. And then you've got more filters here. These all look very similar to Stratus, but you can do more filters in there. And then I'm gonna go save search. And then you can name it like Ajax detached. So they can have a couple of searches. So you can save the search that you want. They can decide for you. You can say, do you want app notifications or do you want email? There is an app that you guys can download. And then you can also decide, do you as the agent want to receive them just once a day, or do you want, as soon as the house hits the market, do you want to receive a notice as well? So depending on the market. And then of course, again, daily or real time. And then I guess who's getting these as well. And then you just save search.
Well, remember, this is a client doing it, so they would put in their spouse or like another email if they wanted their spouse to get it.
Yeah. So let's go back to, so that's the client side.
So hold on, Aaron had a question too. So let's say the agent sets up the search for it. How would they access that search that the agent made for them?
In their profile.
I think it's just in here in the saved.
So then you go to your saved search, which I put Ajax, I put detaches.
That's okay. But if the agent had on the agent side created a search for the client, they would
It would be
also
in
see it
searches.
listed here. Yeah.
On the price, don't we have to see the minimum and maximum?
Yep, I did.
Or did you?
Yeah.
So there's also
So I
list.
did 1.3 was my maximum. I didn't pick a minimum, but you could if you want. You can say I want anything from 850 to 1.3.
So if you don't pick the minimum, right?
Then it's anything
Oh,
I have a question. Sorry, click back to the price. What's the difference between
that I don't
price
know.
and list price?
Let's look.
You want to use the second one?
The filter searches by list price for available listings and closed price for unavailable.
Okay. So this is it. but we're-
So,
You want to use the second one?
The list price for listings.
okay, so click that one then. I think they don't do the same thing. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Okay, so this is Carly's side. From the agent side, you're gonna have all of your clients here. Let me go. Is it gonna boot me out because I'm under
It
you?
shouldn't. I don't think it would know.
Actually, I think this is clients.
That's still a client.
So let's go to Realm.
If it's savvy, it'll know. And you have to log out.
Okay, so now we're on the agent side, and I'm just gonna go see what it looks like from our side. So you got contacts. We've got, I think this is,
That's an old one.
that's an old one,
Look
right?
for maybe recent?
There.
No.
This one. This one?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see the profile was created today, it was modified today, it was confirmed today, they were invited today, and the access today. So you can actually keep track of how often your clients are going into this. I guess
Every
send
time they
account.
log in, you get the notification by end of the day.
Yeah, so you can get it, it'll say so-and-so signed in, so-and-so liked this property. So it'll tell you like the different activities that they do as well. And then you've got the searches. So if you want to look up the searches that you created for your clients, it'll be in Ajax or whatever you guys picked. When they like a property, I guess we can go into that.
Lists
too.
can be two things. Lists can be properties that they liked, or you can literally just create a list that's not like a prospect search. So you create a list of houses you think that they may like, that they just go in and look at a list, but they don't get like an email notification that you've done
Oh,
that.
look at Shiv's listing. Let's just say we love Shiv's listing and we're gonna like it.
Well, now you're the agent that liked it, right?
No, I went
Okay,
back into your
okay.
profile. So let's just say I'm the client and I liked it. I just want to show you guys what would happen. So it's just a little bit more interactive.
May take us.
Yeah, it may take time. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff it's gonna do, so you guys are gonna have to dive right in, but that's how you set up a prospect search. So Much, much, much different than it used to be. Where's that like homepage?
That's my.
There.
That's
So you, oh,
that's a
sorry.
different
Anyways, this is pretend that I'm on my other profile. So anytime like my client likes properties, it'll show up in the lists as likes. And then it's got the different searches, what they disliked, all that good stuff. So they can really categorize how they like everything as well. Anything else?
no, it's just too bad that Collaborate never took off because this is literally
It's Collaborate.
very similar to Collaborate. So if you'd use that, it's pretty familiar, but Collaborate never really took off.
There is a guide here that we have. Where'd you get this on Treb? There is like a step-by-step thing. Claire's had some agents say it's very confusing, maybe.
It looks confusing.
So you could try to simplify it, but in other words, it is in written instructions if you don't like to watch the videos on how to create them as well.
Clients are pretty tech savvy though. Like they're used to using House Sigma, Zolo, like they all have their preferred site. So it's just a matter of inviting them to ROM and seeing if they like it. If they don't like it, then you can just push things to them. But I think you'd be surprised, Claire. Clients are pretty savvy. And the ones that are not savvy, they're not looking at their emails at all. Like you're calling them with listings and showing them houses.
Or they go to
So-
Realtor.ca and send it to you.
Yeah.
So we're doing this live here, so I could be wrong when I say this.
No, maybe not.
When we set up a client in this example, we didn't set up a search.
She did set up a
Yes,
search.
they did.
Yeah. The
No,
client set
no,
up a search.
No, not when it was first set up. When you first sent the invitation to the client, there was no search.
No,
She did
because
a
they
search.
have,
Had-
you do it
no,
after
no,
they.
No, but had you created a search, it doesn't.
I know, you already did it.
But if you create a search and then add the search save as for that client,
You
then
wouldn't
the
be able
client,
to.
then the client,
You can't even save that search for the
Until-
client until they accept that invite. It's grayed out.
They won't see it.
Yeah.
Only
You can
see
only
it.
save it for yourself. So basically you'll see a list that will say me and client. The clients will be grayed out. You can only save it for yourself. When the client accepts the invite, then they're not grayed out and you can save it for that client.
And the way you can see if your client's accepted is through that contact form when it was created, 2017.
No, it's my old one
I
I was
know.
testing, but you could go to recent and get the proper one. Yeah. Right, in a second.
okay, so I'm looking around and I see a lot of confused faces.
I believe that tech should
You
be
have to
learned.
touch it.
touching
You
it
have
and
to-
doing
You
it.
guys have to log in and touch it because watching the videos and reading is not
So
going to
this,
do anything.
this is what I said at the very beginning. I think who uses prospect prospect matches on Stratus right now? Who's using prospect searches? How about all the above?
Everybody should be.
So to me, this is the first thing you gotta learn.
Yeah.
Understand how this is happening, right? So I'm not so sure. I have to double check myself. I'm not positive that that you can't create a search and then add it to a contact. And then the contact will get it. The reason why I say that, if you go to contact here, go to the contact that we're talking about.
It's right here.
And go to the three dots over there to the right, the top. Yeah, click on there.
I did click on
Edit. And you scroll down.
It's
You
just
know,
your profile.
it doesn't tell you how many often you do. Okay, so I have to play around with myself too. You can then tell it how often to send it, whether it's real time or no
Yeah.
time or where it might be.
So it asks them that when they open up the app.
No, you can change it too.
And you can too,
Can you go to
yes.
searches maybe?
Here's the search that
And then go
Katelyn.
to manage.
No, go to no, go to those three dots there.
Oh.
Sorry. Three dots there. Settings. Okay. So when you go to search, you go to settings, and that's when you can tell it. You want to do it daily, you want to do it online, you want to do it like once a day, live.
Daily or live, yeah. And then you can set up for yourself too, how often you want to receive notices, because maybe you'll get it before your client does.
The trend that I notice is whenever I set up clients on this, they generally don't look at the searches I set up for them. They just go in and do their own thing. And so generally I just let them do that. And as long as I know kind of what they're looking at, but most of the time it's not me. They like the system and they get in and just do their own searches.
So everyone's homework this week is to transfer your clients from prospect search to Realm and do that while you guys are still in learning phases. Because if it goes live and you guys lost all your clients, you're gonna be really upset about it. So you have over a month now to kind of dabble into it a little bit. So try to stay off Stratus.
If you have a client over here searching for outside, let's say for manager for fish, and they cannot go find anything, even if sending invitations for them to search, and they cannot find anything. So they go through the different apps and they find that. And they contact us, do you know where this problem, what information that is probably, you don't know, you can't find the address. In order for to find the address, you have to go and see after they have used and bring that address out to an registry office or something like that. Those are the dilemmas that we have outside of the.
Like the properties that
Yeah.
aren't on our board,
Right.
which was always an issue anyways. That's
Yeah.
not a new issue, right?
Yeah, there's two issues. One is not on your board and they're using different outside apps, you're saying. So now you have to get familiar with how Sigma's, you have to be familiar with all of them if your clients are using them. So that is a challenge.
Realtor.ca.
Yeah.
Realtor.ca, I guess, is your only option, really.
Exactly, yeah.
So homework is to start using Realm, set up a prospect search, and turn on your Google two-step verification.
And update your campaigns. That's a lot of homework.
Any questions, any listings you want to talk about or feature, or any closing remarks?
Go to the realm, go to the video, so show everything in a little bit.
Sure.
What's that?
80 Powell Drive.
Okay, you can talk about it.
I have a listing of Port Perry, 2-bed, 2-bath with a finished basement. It needs a buyer.
Must have a buyer.
Must have a buyer.
You just dropped the price to
I
880?
did just drop. the
So
price.
Michael has a listing in Port Perry, 880 Caldwell,
Yeah, it's the second cheapest house in Port Perry. right
second
now.
cheapest house in
Vacant
Port
land.
Perry.
Um,
Sorry, Claire wanted me to show you the Realm video.
Deal. You can buy it with a coupon.
So when you're logged into Realm,
Yeah, the salesperson, I'm sold.
we have some questions on Facebook. Someone's saying that the CMA on Realm sucks. I haven't touched the CMA, I haven't gotten that far, but if you do not like the CMA, don't forget Hub 21 C2 and Present. I pretty much train you guys on that one. I don't know much about the CMA yet, but I want to encourage you guys not to use this because we're trying to separate you guys from everybody else in the industry. So we can do that another time, but don't stress about the CMAs on Realm. If it's stressing you out, use C2 and Present. It's much easier, more straightforward. We are going to host a webinar on how to use it, but if you hate it, don't stress, you have options.
When I've looked at CMA, I think you have to somehow know the listings that you're going to include in your CMA and add them to the CMA. You
For
don't,
this one?
yeah,
you don't use the CMA to actually search your properties. Once you've got your property selected, you add the CMA
Yeah.
to the CMA and it presents a
That
presentation.
makes
no,
sense.
you can search by address. So it looks like you can search, or you can add it from a list or from a saved search or find comparables, which will take you to a search spot.
Pain about.
But yeah,
I'd
rather have 21. It's much
It's nice.
easier.
It's so easy to use and it looks so professional. It's just the link that you send. It's gonna look so different. So.
Yeah. For elderly clients, guys, on Realm, I'm honestly I'm not
Not
too
sure,
sure
yeah.
what the solution is for our senior clients, but I think Stratus was hard for them as well, right?
Yeah, our senior clients were using realtor.ca.
Yeah.
They didn't want to log into anything. They just wanted to search.
Yeah, so
Like,
maybe for your senior clients, just set yourself up on a daily search and then sift through the ones you think your senior clients would like and then manually send it to them. However, but I feel like most seniors are pretty savvy. Most of them at least have an email or a son or daughter that will help them with it. Like we haven't had to mail out listings or anything to them or anything like that, but I feel like most seniors are not high tech, but they're online.
There are some seniors, they're very high tech.
Yeah, like I've got a 94-year-old that was signing e-signatures, so it's hard to put them all in one box.
we've had clients
Yeah.
that don't have cell phones, but they have desktop computers.
Yeah.
And they're using
They'll
realtor.ca.
do
So
email, like they keep it simple, but I haven't met one that hasn't used it.
From last 30 years, they've been doing office.
Yeah.
work, and they've been doing everything with
Exactly.
the person, so they know everything.
Yeah. So I don't get too stressed about seniors.
Claire wanted us to show you. So when you're logged into Realm, there's a little question mark here. That obviously it's if you had questions or needed help. And if you click on that, it brings you to a bunch of articles and video tutorials as well. So if you're a video learner, there are videos. If you're a text learner, there are articles. Worst cases, you can ask us, but
The other hack is this sidebar here says show me how. If you have anything, so say like what we just did, what did we do? How to create a contact, for example, it will tell you exactly where to click. You'll see it bounces around. And then it tells you exactly where to click your button. So if you guys really need one, just go to this little side menu and it for the most basic stuff, it will, and it literally tells you where to click and brings you to that screen. So actually that is probably the best tool. Like how to start a CMA, and you see the button. So I think that's the best tool for people that don't want to watch the videos.
You mentioned before you have a fast way of doing the CMA. Maybe we could go through that.
I wouldn't say fast, but easier.
Because one takes time.
Yeah. Hub 21.
It takes time.
Yes.
Yeah. Hub 21, go to C21 present.
No, I know that. You said you have a fast way of doing
The-
it like.
I mean, compared to Realm.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah. I wouldn't say fast, but it's easier.
Is that the option to one?
Hub 21,
Oh,
C21
yeah.
present. Yeah. See, you probably use it already. I would continue to do your CMAs on that.
More customized.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
customized,
It has your face. It's nice.
It looks good. Like,
more professional.
yeah, this was a condo, and if it's just a link, you can PDF
Yeah.
it as well.
So if you don't want to use Realm CMA, don't stress about it because you already know how to use this one.
Pulls in all the subject property
They improved the
information.
wrong CMA as well, so it's,
Yeah.
they've improved it, just like it's started.
Yeah.
You can go through it and do it.
I believe that.
Any other questions on Facebook?
Looking for, did Bila disappear? Or- Bila?
Yep.
The lowest here.
He's
I was
bored.
gonna ask his question.
What was his question?
Oh, he's back there. Yeah. Is he gonna be online stuff?
Okay.
Okay, so who got that, what we just talked about? One. Is anybody else not get it? Right? Anybody?
Told us since like November we had switched over. I did
Yeah.
this in November.
Yeah. I think we've been talking about it since last year, but now it's getting serious. Yeah. Yeah. The app is really good, guys. So if you really want to get used to it, download the app. I find it better than House Sigma. You don't have to log in as much like you used to have, like for the Stratus URL, like the website. But the Realm app's great, especially if you're on the road. Someone wants to know what a house sold for, you just pop up your Realm app and you can look up everything on it. And it is very similar to the desktop layout too.
You don't see everything that you see.
You see what you need to, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So
this
you have
will be
some
fun.
homework, you have some training, you all have new health benefits, so go use them.
Go get some massages. We all might need therapy
Get some
before
therapy
round comes,
before-
so go get a therapy session.
That's right, there's a mental health component to this here.
Download the
Go
Headspace
download
app.
that Headspace app. Go take advantage of your $700, guys. It's there for you to use. So have a good week. It's gonna be a good one, and let us know if we can help with anything. Okay, signing up. For those on Facebook, I'm gonna do a video test. If someone wants to hang out with me, I'm gonna test it out. You guys can hang out.
Are we still on it?
What's wrong?
Are we still on?
Yeah, hold on. I want to test something.
Kim, yes, there is a document for your clients for Realm, so maybe we'll email it out today. There's a 2-pager for your clients to go through.
So is this button here? Share sound.
Oh.
Name of the game. Today I'm going to give you 24 ways to generate leads right now.
Testing some sound now. You can watch if you want to, but it's more
Having a steady flow of leads coming into your business is key for your success. Today I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about 24 different ways that you can generate leads in today's market environment that'll absolutely help you grow your business. Listen, before I get into this, if you're looking for a place where you can get ideas on how to grow your real estate business, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, hit the bell. That'll make sure that you are notified additional details on that listing. Have it where it's going to a place buying their next real estate investment property. Then just spread that QR it is and make sure you're making this specific to your location and to your area. If you're curious about someone who's doing this in a very, very high level, go ahead and check the link above. This is where I'm talking with Noah Escobar, who's generated over $7 million worth of listings and sales in his first 7 months of doing these videos. Number 3 is Rocket.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to test sound in person and online. I think it worked. Goodbye.